I just casted this out too, guys, and it had ate it on the drop. It's time to join us in the woods now. Tell us what we're doing.
We're about to do a winter catfishing challenge in the rain. It's been raining all morning, and as you can see here on the pond, rain's still coming down. It's eased up a little bit, but it's still pretty chilly out here, guys. We're gonna see if we can catch some catfish.
And you can see the rain dripples into the pond right there. And also you can notice we have this entire pond to ourselves for the first time.
There ain't nobody
nice
here.
view.
Here's the final setup, guys. We got our sinker tied off, so it's not hitting the hook at the bottom with the bait. That's about, I don't know how far it is away from the sinker. 10 inches, I'd say. Is my best guess. I'm not good at estimating, I guess. But that's going to prevent the sinker from hitting the chicken liver. And it's going to prevent it from spooking any fish away. And like I said, on the bottom, I don't know if chicken liver floats maybe a little bit down deep. It might. But the sinker is not going to hold it on the bottom, like in the mud. So if it does float a little bit, it'll be like this. The sinker will be down here, like so. So then the fish can find it easier. And the sinker, like I said, will be that far away. It won't spook nothing. So it should, in theory, increase the hook ratio, the hook up. Because sometimes the sinker can block a hook if you're not using a circle hook. So that's why we tie it off.
Where do you think the fish are today?
They gotta be out deep today. In the cold weather, fish tend to slow down because they're cold-blooded. So they're probably just sitting down there. And our red catfish like to pack up when it gets cold. So if we catch one, there's gonna be more. It's not like in summer when you catch a fish, and that's all you catch. In winter, if you catch one, you'll most likely catch 4 or 5. So for bait, guys, today we got the good old-fashioned chicken livers. We're gonna try it out here in the rain, in the cold. Hopefully it will give us some catfish. Trying to spill any on me. And it's just good old chicken livers. And that bloody bait should draw them into us. Hopefully, since the fish are slower today because of the cold weather, we're going to have to fan cast a lot until we find them. And once we find them, we'll both have to hone in on them. We should catch plenty of catfish today. What?
Let's go ahead and see it baited up.
Bait her up. All right.
Here's the hook.
Yep. Roll up my sleeves a little bit here. Ooh, that's cold.
As I'm sure you can hear, the rain's picking up a little bit more. It's been off and on picking up and whatnot.
By the way, guys, we want a smaller piece of chicken liver today. We don't want big baits because fish are super slow and they're not looking for a big meal. So they want something small, something quick. So something like that will do great out there today.
Why don't you go ahead and show us what you can do in a cast?
Alrighty, let's cast her out.
Get it out as deep and as far as you can.
Yep, that's where the fish are. Alright, give her a throw. There we go, we're out there, guys.
Let's see how far I can get this thing yanked out there.
Now we just cut the excess off. Yeah, that's good. After we cut the excess off, I'm not.
Alright, while he's cutting that excess off, I want to show y'all this pond here. The rain's starting to pick up a little bit. It's a nice view. It's cold for sure, but it's a nice view. Maybe we'll catch some catfish out in the deep.
We got a fish, folks. It's fighting out there a little bit. I can see it.
Oh, there she is, baby.
I just casted this out too, guys, and it had ate it on the drop.
It's a decent sized channel cat.
It's not too bad. That's the first, oh God. That's the first fish of the trip out here in the rain. It's freezing, I can barely feel my fingers, but we caught one, guys.
How much do you think she weighs? 2 pounds?
I'd say 2, yeah. 2's a good estimate here. Hopefully. See, normally catfish and fish fight a lot when you hook them, right? You notice how that one wasn't really fighting me too hard, trying to get a hold of it? That's because how cold it is right now. They don't have the energy to fight too hard. So he saw the, wait a minute, see if I can get this out.
Yeah, I'm getting a bite.
Are you? Yeah, you are. All right, guys, we got another fish. Our Dale is hooked up here.
Come on.
I'm almost trying to get the other one off. So we got another double hookup, folks. Look at that. In the rain.
Let's compare sizes.
Yeah.
Yours.
Let's go over here to mine.
As you can see, mine looks like it's about a third of the, man, dang. It's about a third of the size.
Yeah. Good fish. We need to get them unhooked and we'll get them a quick release. So stay tuned. All right, guys. It's time to give the fish a release. Oh, well, it might be, it's going on its own. There we go.
I got him, folks.
He's good, guys.
Nice little channel cat. Nice little patterns on him. He is a slippery fool.
Our hands are wet, guys. It's raining. Hard to hold them. All right, give him a release, Dale.
Right.
Without falling in. It's slick.
I'm going to toss him in there, folks. Ready?
Yep. He swam off. He is gone. All right, guys, time to get this guy a nice, quick, safe release. He's about, I'd say, a 2.5 pound channel catfish. Without falling, hopefully. There we go. Since we are kind of far off the bank, I'm going to give him a quick little toss in there. This is Charlie, the channel catfish. Let's give him a quick, easy toss. And there he goes.
You can hear some geese over there in the distance. Now, this is hunting land down through here to that patch of woods and up on that mountain. Well, that mountain is foggy today. Over there, too. This is a nice view. It looks great in the fall and in the autumn. And in the summer, too. Not so much in the winter when these leaves are dying off.
So, guys, we are about to make another cast out here after catching them 2 channel catfish. We have a smaller bait presentation. The reason for that is the fish are really slow this time of year and they're grouped up. So earlier in the vid I said if you catch one in the winter, you'll catch more. So we have located the fish. Now it's just about getting the bait back out there, see if we can catch more, hoping that they will bite it, stay on the hook, you know, not just bite it and spit it out. So they're out here in the middle, about right there, and they're biting it off the drop. So if I hold my rod here, I might be able to hook one up off the drop, possibly. We just have to see, because they're hitting this as soon as it's hitting the water. About.
So for future reference, if you decide to go fishing, and you can do this with trout and bass too, as long as you're not using a lure that you have to spin constantly. But if you have like a worm or a power bait, a bait that you can just sit in the water and let it sit still and wait for a fish to grab it, and you don't have a rod stand but you want one or need one, here's a homemade stick rod stand. As you can see, you can just set your rod like so, and if a fish grabs hold of it, you could tell by the tip of this rod moving like so. A man that I work with, he gifted me this rod stand right here, and I used to carp and catfish a lot. He gave me a trick. He told me a story about how he set his stand in the ground straight up and down like so. Now maybe he didn't have it too deep in, maybe he had it about like this, and he said he had his rod and reel on here. He said a fish come by and yanked the whole thing, yanked the rod and stand out into the water. He lost both. So he told me a trick: dive it in at a backwards angle like so. Now if a heavy fish takes hold, it wedges between both sides of this dirt, and as long as this rod stand doesn't snap, it should be good to go. And that's solid metal right there. I doubt that's going to stand. I doubt that stand will snap. The winter catfishing in the rain challenge was a success. Packer Hat guy, why don't you break it down for him? Summarize it.
Well, today it was about 40 degrees. We had rain, so the water temp was low. So we had to go with a smaller presentation because the fish are slowed down. And we fished for about 2.5, 3 hours, and we ended up catching 2 pretty nice channel catfish. And they were out deep, out in the water, because the water is colder this time of year. So they're all, like I said earlier in the video, they are all packed up. So if we catch one, we'll catch more. That's what happened. We caught one, and we caught a second one.